Welcome to Pagutundu. This video is most expected about education loan in detail. First, let us see who are eligible for education loan. It is eligible only for the Indian citizens. There is no age limit for them. Then the courses eligible for the education loan, both inland studies and foreign studies, both the courses are eligible. In inland, the courses which leads to a degree or post-graduation or doctorate, those courses are eligible for the education loan. So it may be history, it may be arts, it may be engineering or medical, any course leading to a degree is eligible, including teachers training, nursing, aeronautical, all that things. And there are certain courses certified by the regulatory authorities. Those courses are eligible. In this, I have given certain reference links for this one. You can refer to that. Then, and for the foreign studies, the eligible courses, we are given a link. It is only an indicative one only. What are all the expenses eligible for bank finance? The tuition fees and hostel fees. Tuition fees means individual colleges will be having different structure of tuition fee, but as per the advice of the central government, all the state governments has formed a technical committee. Those technical committees will be recommending what should be the tuition fees for each courses, whether it is aided colleges or self-finance colleges. For all that, these technical committees of each state has recommended, so that will be taken as the reference. And hostel fee, a reasonable hostel fees can be financed, which the education institution will give a certificate for that one. If a student choose to stay outside the hostel, maybe due to various reasons like health or non-availability of the hostel, even that expenditure, reasonable expenditures, stay outside the hostel also can be considered for financing. This is the basic one. Next to one, the examination fee, laboratory fee, library fees, these all the fees can be also financed. Then if it is for foreign studies, the travel expenses also will be financed for this one. Then for the inland studies, some colleges may be asking for caution deposit or building fund. Even this amount can be also financed subject to a ceiling of 10% of the total tuition fees. Suppose in a college the total tuition fee for a course is 2 lakh rupees, then to the maximum of 20,000 rupees can be considered towards caution deposit and building fund and other type of refundable deposits. Then the student may require to purchase books. For that also we can finance. He may require to purchase uniforms. Then he may require to purchase instruments, equipments, and he may require some amount for his project work, study tours, all the things, whatever amount required also can be considered. These items, apart from caution deposit and building fund, whatever I told, for the remaining amount, there is a ceiling of 20%. That is 20% of the total tuition fees. So I told if the total tuition fees is 2 lakhs, then for these purposes, that is for purchase of the book, computer, instruments, uniform, study tour, project work, he is eligible for 40,000 rupees. So these all the expenditures are considered for the education loan. Then what would be the quantum of the loan? Whether the entire expenditure can be financed or a student has to contribute certain things. Up to 4 lakh rupees, there is no margin, there is no contribution from the student is asked for. So the entire amount will be financed. Suppose in a college, the entire expenditure comes to 3.5 lakhs, then the entire 3.5 lakhs will be financed. Above 4 lakhs, some amount the student has to meet. For inland studies, the student's contribution is 5% of the total expenditure. Suppose the total expenditure is 6 lakhs, then the student has to bring 30,000 rupees during the entire course period, and the bank will finance 5,50,000 rupees. If it is foreign studies, then the margin to be brought by the student is 15%. That is, for 6 lakhs project cost, the student has to bring 90,000 rupees and the bank loan will be 5,10,000 rupees. This is the quantum of the loan. Then your question will be about the security. What should be the security offered for? Here, the education loan is basically considered under two streams. One is merit quota, another is management quota. Merit quota is one where a student undergoes any screening process like entrance test, interview or counseling. Like that, if a student undergoes any screening one and selected through that one, that student is called the merit quota student. Suppose there is no such a kind of an entrance test or interview for certain courses, then how this will be decided means, if a student scores more than 60%, then they will be treated as a merit quota student. If for the female and SC/ST students, it is 55% marks. The remaining students are considered as management quota students. Even if a student who is selected under merit quota, for him a particular college is allotted, but he is not preferred to join in that college and choose to join in another college under management quota. Even this student is also considered as a student under merit quota once he cleared a merit quota process. So, for merit quota or management quota, the security up to 4 lakhs is only their parents need to join as a co-borrower. They need not to offer any collateral security. Then for the merit quota students up to 7.5 lakhs, the student need not to offer any collateral security because this loan is covered under the credit guarantee scheme for the education loan. So merit quota students up to 7.5 lakhs need not to offer any collateral security, but management quota student has to offer third party guarantee suitable for that amount. For the loans above 7.5 lakhs, then the student has to offer a collateral security in the form of tangible assets. Tangible assets means it may be mortgage of immovable property like lands, site, building or anything like this one, or deposit receipts or government bonds or jewels. Like that, they have to offer any tangible assets for that loan. Even there is a question that on some banks are not accepting agriculture land as a collateral security for the education loan. It is not correct because many of the students are coming from the rural areas. The only assets available with their parents is the agriculture land. Agriculture lands can be accepted as collateral security. Then comes to the rate of interest. The rate of interest is fixed by the individual banks based on their risk profile. But that interest should be a simple interest basis till the repayment starts. Some of the students from the low income group are eligible for interest subvention. I will publish a separate video for that interest subvention. Then the question will be, what would be the repayment period? The repayment period commences 1 year after the completion of the course. Suppose the course is for 4-year course, then 1 year repayment holiday moratorium period will be there. After 5th year only the repayment will start. Suppose if a student not able to complete the course within that 4 years due to very genuine reasons, maybe medical, the student underwent a surgery, or due to certain medical treatment he was not able to continue his studies, yes, the bank can extend his course period for another 2 years. So this also the bank can give a consideration, and the bank can give a moratorium period, that is a repayment holiday period of 1 year for the repayment of the loan. If the student got the job, then joining the job, after 6 months the repayment will start. The entire repayment period will be 15 years. So the student may prefer to repay the loan either in EMI basis, that is equal monthly installments, or in a telescopic repayment period also, because at the initial stage of the employment the salary may be low and it will be gradually increasing once he gets seniority or experience. So the repayment can also fix it in a telescopic pattern, that is startingly the repayment will be less, then it will be increasing over a period of time. So this is about the repayment. Education loans are to be applied through online portal only. Vidya Lakshmi is the online portal. Through that only the student has to apply. The bank has to either accept or reject the proposals within 15 days if the application is complete in nature. The bank is having the liberty to sanction the loan or reject it, because for all the courses studying in all the institutions the bank cannot finance. The banks are having the liberty to sanction the loan based on its assessment, because the loan is to be repaid either from the employment after the completion of the course or self-employment by the student after the studies. So if the course what that student chosen is not employable one, or there is no chances for employment or self-employment, then he cannot get an income and he cannot repay the loan. So based on the course and based on the institution in which the student is continuing his education, the bank will decide whether to sanction a loan or not. But for the rejecting application, there should be a acceptable reason. Simply a bank cannot reject it also. I request the students, while you are obtaining the estimate from the colleges, you should be careful and you should go through that estimate also. Now, because certain colleges are giving that estimate not in the format required by the bank. The estimate should be clearly spell out how much amount is towards the tuition fees, how much amount is towards caution deposit or building fund or books, and whether computer or laptop is required for the courses. And when they are mentioning the hostel fees, they should mention what is that expenditure. No, because in one of the case which I dealt, the college has given, instead of the hostel expenditure, they have given mess advance and establishment expenditures. So these are all the terminologies a bank cannot interpret in a correct way. So clearly they should tell it's a hostel expenditure. Established expenditure means that we cannot understand for what it is, or mess advance means whether it is towards mess expenditure or kind of an advance. So the students has to go through while they are obtaining the estimate from the colleges whether it is given in the correct format. If any student is having any kind of grievances, in each district there is a lead bank to coordinate all the commercial banks. So a student can approach the lead bank with their grievances, and in each district every Monday is observed as a grievance redressal by the district administration. So they can represent to the district administration also if they are having any grievances to. If you are having any doubt on this one, you can contact me in WhatsApp, the number I have given. Thank you.
பகுத்துண்டு பல்லுயிர் ஓம்புதல் நூலோர் தொகுத்தவற்றுள் எல்லாம் தலை.